My technology and my equipment sucks. I cannot really do anything I set out to do, but I'm going to tell you like this. Insurance and the tax system as it is faulty. We got borders that are disintegrating as technology progresses and trade with the rest of the world progresses. And we need to get rid of our existing tax system and the insurance system. And the way to do that is and prohibition. You get rid of all three of those. And the way to do that, eliminate land tax. All right, put everything on trade tax. That way, every transaction gets taxed. Whatever we need to sustain the facilities that we maintain as a nation. uh, Put everything on trade tax so we can go across international borders without any problems. Order something from over there. If they want their items sold here in our country, they pay trade tax. If somebody wants drugs, they'll pay the trade tax. And if we have to spend time and resources on regulating these things and being sure that the proper amount of taxes are paid to facilitate the facilities that we facilitate as a government. Uh, if it was just all on trade tax and that was all that if the law enforcement had to worry about, it would consolidate their efforts and minimize their expenditures and basically just make us healthier and prepare us for the ever-changing environment which the economy is fluctuating in. Because if we don't, everybody's just going to find another country that's got better or got less taxes and less burdens to move to. It's not that hard of a concept. You know, I mean, what are we going to say? Oh, you moved out, you can't come back? No, they're going to have a visa. They can be able to come back. They can be able to do anything they freaking want, but they won't have to pay our fucking taxes and be taken advantage of by the insurance companies. See, all them insurance should be incorporated in taxes because, hey, look, this highway needs insurance on it, as it is. Just everything needs insurance according to everybody. So why not just use taxes? Uh, and it'd be easier just to maintain an eye on drug trafficking and be sure that we have limits. Set it up like the beer. Make it more stiff penalties if a minor has access to it. Not like now. I mean, but any minor can get a drink of alcohol. You know, I mean, I've drowned myself. You know, it's not the hardest thing in the world to do is get alcohol because there's no risk for it. You know, I mean, it's a minimal risk. It's not. It's not like I won't go. I'm gonna be. If somebody, I'm guilty of it. Don't get me wrong. I was a couple years older than my clique. I bought a lot of alcohol for a lot of underage, but I quit. And it needs to be a little bit stiffer penalty. It could go as far as you could go as far as calling it a sexual assault or predatory action to buy a minor alcohol. Second off, I think we need to lower the age to vote uh, and get rid of representatives. Uh, Enable the kids that are 15 through 18 to inhabit a dwelling or to go to college. Go ahead and move them up to college because I mean either that or we're going to have middle schools across the country to put uh, a barrier up to prevent the sex from coming down to the elementary school kids from the high school kids or the middle school age kids because I mean you know that these kids nowadays are learning too much about that kind of stuff and they're not learning it from TV. They're learning it from seeing these kids in the hallways doing whatever they do, you know. So there, that's a little bit more composed than most of what I put out here because it really touches on what I'm really after in my And right there, I laid it out. That's what needs to be done. There's probably other things that need to be done, but those are primary things. Get rid of land tax, income tax, all them taxes. Shift all that responsibility on trade tax. That way, yeah, everything will cost a little bit more, but guess what? It'll be spread out amongst everybody. Sorry I was so shortcoming saying fuck y'all this morning. My system wasn't working. I shouldn't be having a deficient system. I shouldn't have a computer that's, what, 8 years old that I have to rely on to communicate with the world. Yes, I have to communicate with the world. It's our, if we don't, then we get more of the same if we're not involved. If you don't say that you want something different, it's going to stay the same. If you don't speak up and speak your mind, it's going to stay the same. And kids, I mean, yeah, they need a voice because they don't have a voice when they're young. Uh, I mean, you know, they can scream and shout and pout like I do all the time, and into the abyss, but they really don't have a leg to stand on. I didn't have a leg to stand on until I became a parent. I didn't have any leg to stand on to communicate with you all that I am tired of your imposing your will and your regulations on me. As long as I don't impede on somebody else's well-being, granted, yeah, sewer systems, that's good, regulate it a little bit so we ain't shitting on the neighbor down the stream. But don't regulate us to where we can't use our natural resources. Don't regulate us where we cannot improve our horticulture or something. Whatever. I'm going to leave it right here. That's a lot of stuff I really wanted to compose. It's not composed as well as I'd like to. I'd like to type it out. I'd like to do a lot of things, but my computer's so friggin' slow. And it gets slower with more people looking in on it as it's operating. Thank you.